a big believer, like you can work really hard, yes, but also luck comes into it and you kind of get just plopped into wherever you end up being.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was kind of another one of those moments where I was fortunate enough to connect with Rabab Nasrallah at Incubate at UCID through my brother, actually, who he works sort of in the entrepreneurial space because of my research in concussion, because he was telling me that her sister works in concussion and she's incredible.
Okay.
She's this amazing researcher. She works at Queensland University in the Brain Institute, part of that, and looks at biomarkers of concussion right now. So she's doing an amazing job, but connected with her, and basically she started telling me about this whole world where after I'd spoken to her what I'd done, to try and get more money, she was like, that's amazing because we've got this massive gap, particularly in Australia, and it's the chasm of death where you're trying to get your research over this chasm into a commercial product that people can practically use and embrace in their day-to-day lives. And that's a really hard thing to do. And I don't think sometimes, again, this idea that researchers are amazing with coming up with these incredible innovations, but I don't know if there's infrastructure in Australia, and there kind of is, and it's getting better, but it's really hard to jump over that gap to get the funding that is needed. So yeah, she said, I'm doing this journal. Do you want to be part of the journal to really highlight this problem and look at all the startups in the Australian ecosystem that have either jumped over that gap and successfully secured funding and have made it to market both here and in the US? And I said, would love to. So I came on as a writer at first, and I got to interview and write about this amazing company called Detected X, who was looking at training radiologists in identifying breast cancer because they were finding that they were getting a lot of misdiagnoses or missing things, and there was a gap in the training tool. So that was incredible. And then since COVID, they've actually branched out into other respiratory illnesses like COVID.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they've done an awesome job. So yeah, loved that. And then she said, okay, do you want to work with Fatima Nasrallah, who is her sister and is the one working on concussion, and edit with her on the next edition? So I was like, okay, yeah, I'd love to. Basically, my job became finding really cool companies in Australia, reaching out, connecting, convincing them that would be a cool idea to come into our journal. We had a little checklist that we made of certain criteria of what we wanted in the journal, and 4 of us signed off on it. So we also work with an international journal team based out of Europe and the UK because it's part of a Cambridge-Oxford University initiative to highlight this problem over there as well.